Leo and a Latina.
In one.
Latina. It's a lot, man.
It's a lot to handle.
Hmm.
It's like my shirt. Today's what? Today's mood, cranky. What? I can't see a
With
pic.
a touch of psycho.
A little
Just
bit.
a touch.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's do this. You ready? It's been a while.
Touch of
I
psycho.
don't even know what is our intro. It's been a year. It's been a whole entire, actually more than a year. It's been since last December of 2022. So, welcome back to Real Talk with Casey and JoJo. What's up, Casey?
JoJo.
Okay, so today's little psychoness and cranky mood. I feel like that's a microcosm of the whole macrocosm. I feel like it explains this past month, it explains this past year. We've been through some Rockies ups and downs. It's been great, and it's also been like, whoa.
You know, dysfunctional is never boring. You know what I'm saying? It's it's like a roller coaster.
It is, it is.
And I feel like, if you're into amusement parks, it's like in the 80s, if you're from this area, Busch Gardens, remember it was a Loch Ness Monster came out and that shit like went through water and it was extreme. Like, that was the younger days,
Yeah,
right? Now we have that old rickety fucking roller coaster that just goes up and down and around, but it still,
it still hits.
still hits. Yeah, still, you still
It's
get off
rocky,
it.
and you have a headache,
You still
and
get off it and you're like, oh shit,
whoa.
like that was cool. It was old and it was traditional, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot has happened in the past year. So one of the things major is, if you've noticed, our channel is no longer quantum entanglement. So a lot has happened as far as we have merged with Akasha Flicks and actually birthed this new company. It's called Escape Within, and it's 9 of us actually. And this all happened last July. So we went through this whole up and down because we didn't know exactly what we were doing, and it wasn't until the end of July that we all decided, okay, we need to do this, and we started doing retreats because it just felt right. It felt divinely guided. And we did our last retreat. It was on November 11th.
This is my retreat uniform.
November
Pictures
11th.
of this shit.
Yeah. November 11th was our last retreat. It was freaking awesome. It was our first one, but it was fucking epic. And we've just been doing a lot of changes, trying to grow the brand, trying to also kind of figure out what's going on with us and our family life and our finances and
You know what?
our mindset.
You know what was dope about that retreat is that if you've never experienced being in close proximity to 14 people, right? 15, 16 total?
It was 14, I think.
14 to 16 people total that are vibrating at the same level you are or higher that
I
aren't.
feel like you're looking at some ghosts
No,
over
no,
there.
I'm just in because I'm in that
In
that
that flow.
memory,
I'm
that
sorry,
memory,
that
right? Like
state.
I'm like trying to like put myself back in that position and it's when you're around people like that,
Yeah.
it's different. Like it feels different. It's like the energy and the vibration is such that there's no gossip, right? Nobody's talking shit. There's nothing but just good vibes.
Yeah.
And that for me was and like I mean I know energy exists, but I experienced it at a deeper level, and that shit was dope.
Yeah.
I don't know if you think it was dope, but I
No,
think
I mean, it was magical. I keep saying it was magical, and it wasn't just all of us. I mean, we each experienced something different.
and you know how you know how you watch those shows and it's like, "Hi Bob, hi Mary, have a great day." You know what I'm talking about, the movies and shit where they're like extra corny and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, I could never live in a society like that.
yeah, yeah, and kind
But
of also
suddenly
like in what's his face? That
Suddenly,
movie.
suddenly I'm thinking, all right, if 12 people could make me feel like that, what would 100 people make me feel? Would I get to the point where I'm just so fucking happy, hi Bob, that that's me? Is that so hard to imagine? Right?
I mean, to that extent, yes. To that extent, but it is how we live though. I mean, ultimately, whatever it is that we feel, and then if we're at that vibration, it creates who, our character and how we are and our moods, and then we attract that. So then you are around things
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I know like the other thing is 3 days not giving a fuck about work was awesome.
Yes.
That shit was
That
amazing.
was so
So
needed.
if you like me and you give a fuck, you just give so much about work that you bring it home and then you let it like influence other areas of your life. It's not balanced, right? Like take some time off
Be
and just
chill.
don't give a fuck about work for a week and see what happens. Just changes your perspective.
Yeah, just man,
Did mine.
what you said as far as like being around people that are on the same wavelength, that's a community. And like you said, it's a whole vibe. And from that, you guys have done man cave events or something where you guys talk and all get together and share and whatnot.
Yeah, man. I had a good
Um,
one last night.
Therapeutic, right?
Got a little emotional. There's some Pisces in the room. So when the Pisces is in the house, the water flows.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that's so needed just because we don't really learn how to really cope or deal with our emotions. And look, you guys, we've written a whole book, right? Summer Love. You haven't seen it. We have not seen it, but read it. We also have the season 2, that goes through each chapter. And after that, after Summer Love, um, I came out with my third book, Mindfall, and that one was launched this past fall. And as of December 21st, the winter solstice, I began writing my fourth book out of my series, Our Life in Seasons. And this last book is called Healing Winter. And boy, am I having to freaking deal with healing. And I say that so lovingly. Um, it's hard. It is so difficult, and I understand now why people avoid the winter, why people avoid their healing journey, and why we try to use different coping mechanisms or distractions so that we don't face whatever pain is there that we have to actually feel. And we've had to kind of realize this as we've gone through all of these changes and now coming back to ourselves and really taking that escape within ourselves and realizing, wow, how much have we piled on throughout the effing years since before Summer Love? So throughout 20 something years that we've piled on with just wanting to, numb it. And then all of a sudden, how are you going to heal if you don't face it or deal with those emotions? And I've been finding myself battle after battle with that. And I say battle because it's so difficult. It's difficult to sit there to go through it. So we've just gone through a lot this past year. We appreciate you being here before we get started on talking about any specific thing. But what do you have to say about that?
Man, I lost it. I had it and I lost it.
About healing and suppressing and having to hold it in and letting it
Yeah,
out.
so I mean, I think that, you when you go from blaming other people, right? Like not taking responsibility, not blaming you and understanding that you are a reflection of me, you can't really heal until that happens truly, right?
Right.
Like the deeper you accept that you are a mirror to me and the problems I see out in you are the problems that I have within myself and you start taking responsibility for that, that's when you start like, unpacking the room and finding shirts you forgot you had and maybe it's a shirt that brings up a memory that you're not too happy with and you go, "Oh shit. I thought I was cool with this, but I'm actually not." So, yeah, that's kind of at least where I'm at in this with some things and yeah, it's been fun.
To say the
It's
least.
that rickety roller coaster, buddy.
Oh my God. Like, you need time. Like, we love doing this, but we still sometimes need to take a break from um just to handle ourselves, right? Like
Plus it's like content, yo,
we can't help, yeah, true, we can't help others if we can't help ourselves, right? And so we have been taking this time to kind of figure shit out and to kind of go, what are we doing from here, where are we going, how is this working out, What do we need to do to change? What do we need to do for ourselves? What can we implement as far as routines? And then a shoe falls, and all of a sudden we're dealing with the Roman Inquisition. Just random stuff that comes up that we have to deal with and heal from. So
Yeah, but it's fun, you know? It's all good, man. Good times.
good times. But yeah, we talk
Little bit
about
psycho, pinch of psycho.
and just cycle. We talk about this a lot in, our community. We, welcome to join. Um, there's a link down below for the discovery call if you want to just figure out what's what do we do, etc. I also have some services, and I do tarot readings, counseling, and a self mastery program that is the diggity thing is like old, right? The
I,
dot com, the dot what?
you know what I hope? I hope no
I'm like,
I hope
it's
no
amazing.
I hope nobody's waiting to hear what I do. What I'm gonna say after that. Your list is long.
No, but that's
This is
just,
this is what I do.
yeah. I mean, this is just, what do you mean?
Because you're like, I do tarot readings, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. And
I,
I'm like,
I do
oh
a lot of
man.
things.
But somebody's like, I wonder what Keith does. Oh,
What do you do,
this
babe?
is what he does.
What do you
This.
do? What do you do?
No, this is what I contribute. This is what I contribute. And I don't write books. I don't do readings.
You wrote Summer Love with me.
That don't count. That's like a memoir, you know? Moving on.
So
That book though.
that book though, it's become part of this last book for sure. Um, let's talk about something. What do you think about, I mean, look at all the changes that have happened just since the last time we were on here, and just 2023 as a whole, in society and around the world, and the way that we think and just everything like that. Um, what do you think has been the most difficult thing to overcome?
This year, this past year,
For you, yes.
myself, but that's like a continuous theme. I just keep kicking that can down the road
Why do you think that is?
because it's just hard. It's hard. It's man, like I don't know. I used to think that I was mentally strong, like mentally tough, like I had mental discipline. But this year has taught me and humbled me that I got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? Like you're not as disciplined. You're nowhere near as disciplined as you thought you were. And I'm showing you the ways consistently, right?
Can you give me an example?
Just with my time. Like if I'm, like I did shout out to Carol, right? She when we came back from the retreat, one of her challenges was, to take she sent you a list and you wrote down essentially in 30-minute increments how you spent your day. Now, when the message in your head is similar to mine, which is I don't have that much time, I'm always busy, I don't get enough sleep, it's that continuous lack mentality. And when I actually started compartmentalizing
Compartmentalizing.
compartmentalizing my day in 30-minute increments, I realized, wow, I waste a lot of time. Like there's a lot of time that I can do things that would promote a better mind than other things, right? And not to get into those details, but that's probably been the toughest thing for me.
It takes a lot to become aware of what it is that we're doing in the routine, basically, right?
Yeah, and I think that, man, I think that everybody experiences this,
Of course.
right? Like everybody, all of our journeys are the same. The only difference is the environment and the depth and the extent to which they occur, right?
Right.
But the experience and the emotion is the same,
Yeah, because
right?
we're dealing with fear, right? We're dealing with our finances, our environment, our safety.
Generational curses.
Exactly. We're also dealing, yeah, like womb healing. Like there's a lot there that's things we never, inner child healing that we've never really dealt with and we didn't know how to. So we stored it in, like I said, and it's like energy that is stored in our body. And you can feel it now and it starts to become something physically. And then our self-worth is a huge one because how much does our
Ooh.
self-worth play into our everyday lives with everything that we think about? Oh, well, I'm not as good as her, so maybe I'm not going to do it like this. And I just had a conversation with Jasmine. I was like, She's like, "Why aren't you doing more readings?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not as good as you are." And she's like, "Are you kidding me? You read tarot and I don't read tarot and blah 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 blah." And she's like, "Why aren't you putting yourself out there?" And I was like, I don't know. So it's that ego talk of, oh, they're not, you're not as good enough, or I was never heard and I'm not going to be understood, um, or I'm not being seen, or whatever the case is. There's always kind of the same underlining theme.
Yeah, that's another thing, like secondary to that is also the ego. Like everything you're describing is the ego. And for me, the thing that has helped me sort of hit me with it.
No, you're gonna mess me up.
Um,
Come, fuck.
compartmentalize.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Carp do that. What I just said is, understanding that like when you're in ego, you can't be in the present. I
Mm,
can't be in the now.
mhm.
Like everything that you described was either a past or a future event that I'm either looking back towards or looking forward towards, but I'm not in the now. Right. So for me in the ego, when I know I'm in my ego when I'm in the future of the past. And so again, it's that awareness of I need to be now. My thought process needs to be in the now. And what I found in my own journey is that by shifting that perspective to more now, less past, less present, I'm able to, be more efficient in my work, right? I'm able to deal with problems easier because I'm not scatterbrained with the what's, the ifs, and the mentality of it's just a matter of time, right? Like it's just a matter of time before this happens or that happens based on this, that, and the other. So that's the other
A
thing.
cycle.
I sorry for A and B.
It's a cycle that we're stuck in. A lot of people get stuck in cycles that become these habits, that become routine, that become, our lives pretty much. And we don't know how to shift things. We don't know how to pivot. And sometimes we need constant reminders. Sometimes we need um random videos that show up to tell you this because maybe you need to hear it. Messages come to us from all different sorts of ways. I just had a dope ass mediumship reading. Um, she's amazing. And that was so like shifting for me because I was able to kind of like have a closure of feeling like, okay, I said bye or I said hi, or you know what I'm saying? Like just this closure. So
Scratched an itch.
yeah, yeah. And just I don't even know where I'm going with this, but
Let it flow.
I'm going through like all the things that have happened like lately and how much it's changed
If you look
things.
up in a way, it helps like
Think
get there.
about it. Like
Yeah,
maybe I
that's
might
why I'm like
be.
looking up in the. That's why I'm
Oh,
looking.
there's my word.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because look what happened with the camera hole. He's like avoiding, avoiding.
Nope.
Um, but yeah, we basically wanted to get on here for season 5, and really talk about this journey that we're all in. That I mean, we've talked about the spiritual awakening. We brought different guests. We looked at how their spiritual awakening journey has been. Really awesome. Season 4, check it out. Um, and now it's like, okay, let's just dive deeper into these layers of who we are and just let it go. Like let it roll and see how it goes as far as real talk. We're just kind of being real. And a lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people need someone to talk to about something, or to get it off their chest, or to, just to get it out. Like I said, we trap these traumas in our bodies, and sometimes we just need to let it out and talk to somebody. And maybe you don't want to talk to somebody specifically because you'll feel judged. So, this is when you look for those communities or people or coaches that can help you, that won't judge you, that will be understanding, be empathetic, compassionate of because we've been there, we've done that, That's a healer or a teacher can't heal or help others do that if they didn't experience it themselves. So, with that said, um what?
Um, Waiting.
Oh,
See where it goes.
no, with
Let's
that
do it.
said, I just wanted to number one, thank those that have been watching since the beginning. I know it's been a really long time, but I also want to make this very interactive with you guys because that is the whole point. And we want to be able to talk about things that you guys want to talk about, that you guys want to hear. And we have so much content in our academy. We have so much content on Akasha Flix. We have other podcasts on there and everything, but we really just want to make this like, what do you want? What real shit do you want to talk about? I mean, we can pretty much cover anything under the everything.
Yeah.
So
Go us.
er, so
Wear that shit like a badge.
it is. So I just wanted to put that out there because, if you do comment, if you do like, if you do share, if you do whatever, like I'm not the kind that's like, oh, like and comment and share. I don't know. I just don't do that. But
Feel sticky.
it I don't know.
Icky.
I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. If
That's
you're here, you're here. If you like it, you like it. If you subscribe, you subscribe, whatever. But I just want to say that if you have something specifically that you want to talk about or you want us to talk about and get real about, post that, comment below and tell us what that is so that we can address it and we can dive deeper into it because really we're doing this for you. It's not just for
I
us.
know. That's what it's supposed to
I
do.
mean, it's not
I
just
enjoy
for
that shit.
us. It's therapeutic for us, um
But yeah, I mean, it's like we've talked about this before.
but we could do this ourselves at
If one
home for
fucking
no
person
reason.
if one person benefits, it's worth it, right?
Right.
Period.
Right. I've watched videos that, I've never seen ever again. And just by watching them, I got a nugget and something that I needed, or people that I followed for years and years that helped me, shit, helped me become a doctor. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
seriously. So I'm very grateful for those channels and videos that I've come across because it's been a part of the stepping stones of this journey, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we all. That's the beauty of, I guess, the internet age. Is that an old term? That's like an old
It's
person's
our
term,
internet
right? The
age.
internet age or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's like what's cool about it is that you vibe. Like it gives us the opportunity to see who we vibe with more, right? And cool. If you do, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I mean, it is what it is. It's cool. But that's what I like about it because you can get more personal because you've got such a bigger selection of content. You know what I mean? Like personalities and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, somebody could look at us and go, ew, or oh, they look cool, or interesting. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna have a different perspective.
And somebody might want to just get on here and do one with us. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We can get on and have a guest and
But yeah, my favorite thing though is that, while you do have doctor in your title, which is dope as fuck, congrats. Um, like our school has been life and our experiences, right? Like
Mhm.
we our whole journey we're self-taught in the sense that, we've read tons of books and put time and energy into a lot of things, you know, but at the end of the day, it's work and we taught and we're
Yeah.
self-taught. And I'm proud of that, right?
Right.
Like I'm proud of the fact that, we our life experiences, and that's our passion. And why we do this is because it's like if you could learn, if you could say, man, if I could save you the pain or some of the pain I felt, yo, please fucking listen and take the time and make the change and be the change and whatever. But find the motivation to do whatever it is that your heart's telling you to do because we all intuitively know what we need to improve on. It's just a matter of having the discipline, right? To walk the walk. And when
Yes.
you walk the walk, the things that you want, you manifest, right? Because
Right.
your vibration changes. And I get it, but damn, it's hard, bro.
I know. You know how many times I'm like,
Especially being
law
a
of
Virgo,
attraction,
man.
law of attraction. He's like, what?
Like I feel like as a Virgo, it's like I get all like
You're
I try
earthy
to
too.
control it and then I cry about it because I'm Pisces and then I'm just a loop. You feel me? It's a loop.
I know.
It's a
I
loop loop.
know. Yeah. And I can only do what I can do because I got my own stuff to deal with too. So, that rhymed.
I did. I was gonna say something,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Oh.
But you did. So now I want to say more, but I'm not.
um. Okay. So last thing, and we'll wrap this up. Is
Really? That's over?
hasn't it been like an hour?
Fuck if I know. It's been like 20 minutes. Anyway, go. We'll go off on a tangent.
Yeah, the last thing that we'll go on a tangent on is
What? Hold up. Hold up. What about you?
what about me?
What's been your hardest thing for the year? The fuck are you gonna ask me that? I'm not gonna ask you that.
Deflection.
Right? You almost made it.
I almost did.
Damn.
That was funny. So what's the question?
Should ask me. What's been the hardest thing for you?
Um,
I think you touched on it in the beginning.
I did.
I want to hear more.
What
Answer the
was it?
question. I don't know. I'm not giving throwing out no hints.
What did
What's
I
been the
touch on?
hardest thing for you?
Oh, I named so many things.
I named two.
My emotions.
Can you elaborate?
Diving deeper into my emotions that I never dealt with, all my suppressions and stuff. Dealing with like abandonment issues and traumas. All that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It is. And at the same time, building a business and helping other people and, doing all that stuff. So I try to find my in betweens
That's hard work. It's worth it.
and meditation. But, I am proud because, I think we did an episode with our son where it was like conscious parenting. And man, that was a long time ago, but we've come such a long way. Our son is now 18, our daughter's 16. And it's so cool to watch. Well, it's not cool to watch them be babies and then all of a sudden they're old as fuck. But it's cool to see how much they mirror you and how much they're here to challenge you and to help you grow. And a lot of times parents don't want to see that. And I'm
Well,
being just real honest.
yeah.
They're trying to control them. They're trying to do all these things instead of just allowing them to be themselves and then seeing the mirrors.
Yo, it's the fear of the failure that you know you had,
Yeah.
right? And thinking and not understanding that yes, while they do have aspects of you, they are not you.
Right.
They have different dreams, they have different goals, they see things completely different. So I know from my son, he's a Virgo too, right? And he mirrors back to me so hard. And I do him as well. So, we struggle in the sense that we trigger each other a lot, but we're both, I don't want to say is enlightened enough. Is that I don't that sounds kind of like arrogant.
Aware.
Like we're both yeah, we're both aware enough to know that to understand that. So that when it happens, it's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to get just a little bit better, right? To just get a little bit
Except when
better.
both egos are on.
Yeah, that's a rough night, but that doesn't happen often. I mean, whatever. So yeah.
No, but so I mean, like what I'm saying is, I was gonna say that we talk so much about meditation. We try to implement that in our lives. We've talked to them about it. Our daughter used to just be like, I can, I can, I can. I hate it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. She would really try to avoid it. And she's been what, a month now doing it
Yeah.
daily. Our son,
But
he
the
meditated today for like what, almost two
yeah,
hours,
but going
and he
back,
does it daily too.
yeah, going back to the whole parent thing though, but like that's we have to take responsibility if you're in our position, or even if you got kids that are in that like young teenage years, like be prepared, right? Like this I can think back to my dad, and one of the interesting things I think about being the age that we are is that we can remember, like we're right at that ripe age where you can remember what it was like when you were 18,
Yeah,
like detailed. You
right.
know what I'm saying? And I can remember what my relationship was like with my parents detailed, right?
Hmm.
I feel like maybe as you get older that kind of dissipates a little bit, but it's very crisp in my mind. And so now that I have an 18-year-old, I'm going, damn, I understand why my dad probably thought I was an asshole because my son's mirroring back to me my own issues, but he didn't see it that way. He saw it as me as a victim, right? As me doing something to him, not me offering up information and opportunity for him to
Right.
change.
And that's the whole growth part. It's like
Right.
they're teaching us, they're helping us grow. Yes, we're helping them too. We're really just their
But
guides, but they're helping us grow. And it's just so cool to see that and to see the transition of the fact of, we're helping them grow. And now all of a sudden, wait, they're helping us grow?
yeah, that transition.
Yeah.
It's a hard transition from being the I don't want to say mentor. Yeah, yeah, I mean it's almost like you're Miyagi, right? But then it's all of a sudden now you're Daniel's son, and it's like hold on, I was Miyagi, and naturally your ego again, past future, right? Ego goes, but I was past Miyagi. Now you want me future to be Daniel LaRusso? The fuck, Miyagi man,
Yeah.
Daniel's son, shit. So yeah, that transition's rough if you're not expecting it.
And just seeing their age, like he's 18 and she's 16,
Yeah,
she's never here and she's driving. And it's like, you go from there are children to almost adults pretty much. I mean, it's
yeah,
not that far from it. And but I'm what I'm trying to say is that I'm really proud because they do this on their own. Like they do the things they do because they want to, not because like he reads and orders tons of books because he wants to learn, not because I'm telling him to do it. Um, they're both in kickboxing, he's in jujitsu. Like
yeah.
I'm just really proud, but as
This
a
is
parent and I just feel like that's because they see us at least trying.
Yeah, this is one of those message things that you talked about earlier. So hopefully somebody needs to hear this. But like I feel like that there's a transition that happens where we do become a mentor. Like we have to allow them to make mistakes.
Yeah.
We have to allow them to experience life because that is the teacher, not you, the parent, right? Life has to be taught by life, not the parent. So much like we do when our ego, we think we know best, right? I've been 18 before. I've been this, I've been that. Again, looking into the past, thinking that we know better when maybe we don't, right? So, again, it's the be the mentor, allow your child to grow, allow them to make mistakes, and just be there to comfort them and to continue to teach them how to handle their
And
emotions.
love them.
But see, that's it, man. At least again, in my life, is that a lot of us aren't guilty, emotionally intelligent enough, or have been taught how to truly communicate and to handle their emotions. So, we get caught in these cycles. And, bro, like, I've said this all the time. Like, me and my son's worst time was when he was like 12, 11, 12, 11. And I always told him, I said, man, I'm so glad because I would not want to go through this with you at 16, 18. Homeboy is 20 more pounds than me. He's 20 more pounds than me. He's taller than me.
Vegan.
He's stronger than me in a lot of things. And it's humbling as fuck. And, talk about the man's cave, right? Like that's one of the things we talked about a little bit in our last meeting was, the effect of age. Like you see all this, right? Like your son is surpassing you in things, and it's humbling, and I'm proud of him. But there's that aspect of me that goes, oh
Yeah, we're
shit,
getting
like I'm
older.
getting old. And again, and it's a mindset that I think is drilled into us in so many different ways through media. But it's still being drilled in that way, you know?
Yeah.
And that's C.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's been hard for me to deal with this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that it's just the aspect of like our kids could be gone in 2 years, man. You literally were married in a year. Like you
Yes.
imagine our son having a wife in a year? Oh shit.
Different
Like,
times though, different
you
times.
say that, man, but it is what it is.
I mean, a lot has changed since then. I mean, when I was 19, what? I got my first cell phone. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
now it's
yeah, but I
a whole
mean,
different world.
when you know,
No, I get
and
you
when you
on
know,
that
you
side.
do it. So
Right, right. And I mean, relationships, man, like that's a whole nother story. But it all starts with the relationship you have with your family at home and the relationship you have with yourself because they observe and you change yourself, you change the world. You change yourself, you cause a ripple effect. They're all watching. So, what are you doing? Are you saying things but you're not really um holding yourself accountable and doing them? Are you not walking the walk? Are you because like they'll call us out big time. Oh, don't be hypocritical and
Yo,
say
hold on.
to get off social media and you're scrolling on and doing this and that. It's like, damn,
My
okay.
child told me to hand over my phone so they could check my, what is it called?
Your hours,
It's not
your
hours. What's
time.
that
I
shit
don't even know
called?
what that's called. Your screen time.
Your screen time. And so we're in there comparing screen times, and we got scolded
By our
by
kids
our kids for the amount of screen time. So that was cool.
because they're not on social media. How weird is that?
So fucking weird.
Like what kids their age are not on social media, honestly.
Well, I mean,
And they're getting on us because we're on social
and
media.
this is another conversation,
What?
but I wonder too, like who,
What
we're the
world?
first generation to basically be from birth TV, right?
Yeah.
Television was a norm,
Yeah.
you know, and it wasn't
I
long
mean,
after
that
that.
kind.
Yeah, but still, it was television. I mean, we had five channels, but sooner. I remember when I was like
We're telling our
by the
age
mid
right here.
'80s, right, late '80s. I mean, you had 30, and then you had 100, and it was
Yeah.
yeah. So
Now
and
it's on your
video games
phone.
too, bro.
Right.
Anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
No, so yeah, so we started off with that and it was our norm and now they have a totally different norm. Except I think our daughter's getting out of school now again, homeschool. Um so they're both going to end up being just homeschool kids that do their own thing and they don't really go by the norm. So
Yeah, I'm interested to see we either gonna be going we fucked up or yay, we're awesome.
there's no way we fucked up. They
We'll
have
see. Only time will
experience.
tell.
They have experience. That's what matters. Everybody kind of signed up for the life that they were going to live. So it's like we're just here playing those character roles.
Bro, I'm glad. Man, that's like the secret of life, right? Is understanding that everything that you experience a negative emotion about was here to teach you something that you need to heal within yourself. That's it. That's
That's it.
it. Do that and you good. You're gonna solve the
Move
puzzle.
on to the next level.
Good luck. Good luck, cause shit. Woo, it's work.
Yeah, so much. So anyway, that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed our conversation. And again, that if you feel like talking or discussing about anything whatsoever, even if we don't know about it, we'll figure it out and we'll just talk about it. Write it in the comment section. And if you felt like this might help you or somebody else, share it with somebody. It helps the algorithms as well if you like it. So yeah, hope to see you next time. I think we're gonna do this once a month now.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
See how it goes.
All right. Well, see you later. Peace.